The vision came in 3 days before the white and black horse ran through the streets of London. The white horse was bloodied.
There was a white horse that came in at one point. I was like, what's that?
Really?
It happened during an exercise, a changing of the guards. Big Ben stops at 9 a.m. 11 gongs happen at 10:06.
If you look under Aman there, where it says Aman, Amon, and Amen, thank you, you'll find out that he is also identified with Zeus. You see that? He's identified with Zeus. Zeus rode Pegasus and threw the lightning bolt. And Jesus is supposed to come back on the white horse, which is Pegasus. And Jesus says his coming is like a flash of lightning from the east to the west. So now we've got a connection with Jesus, with Zeus, with Ammon, with the whole business, and it comes out of the hippocampus of the
There
brain.
was a white horse that came in at one point. I was like, what's that?
Really? Wow.
It was in an orange sky. And I'm like, what?
So the white horse came into my vision from my right side, the east. It was riding into a barren desert. There was an orange, darkened orange sky, looked like monarchs. The vortex started opening up from the left hand, upper hand, and then this pyramid, black pyramid, started rising. It was iridescent purple. The sun came through the vortex. It grew, it touched the tip of the pyramid and lit up the pyramid into this gold and covered the screen that I was. So my conclusion is that the return of the monarch, I relate that to the orange sky, the transformation that is upon us, the return of the authentic monarch, which is you. The sun representing your soul, sun. You, the soul's return, also related to the Christ within. So the Christ in William Donohue's work with Zeus and Jupiter, if you look at the symbology of, in astrology, how Jupiter looks, it looks like a 2 and a 4 together. Now if you take this further, X is the 24th letter, 24. You're going into the X that crossed over Texas. It also crossed across another portion of this America. So let's take that even further. On 4/8, 2024 was the total eclipse. X marks the spot. 2024. Now 24 is the X. 20 is a T. So look at that. TX, which is the abbreviation for Texas, 2024. If you reverse the X and it becomes XT. XT is a known abbreviation for Christ. Look at that. So a signal of the return of the light, the return of the authentic King, the return of the Christ, which is within you, your sun, that it glows in within you. You just have to pull the sword. The sword is air, it's the mind, and lift it out of the stone, the body. So lifting from lower mind, when the sword is down, lifting it to the sky, that is higher mind, opening up the vesica, the in-between, the pineal, the pine cone, the third eye. It's there where you will birth the innocence of the soul. It's laid out there in France at this 11th century cathedral. It's the 700-year return of the Church of Love from the Cathar prophecy, and it's through the Trinity, activating the pineal, the third eye. Harmony of the two to the chord of the three. So I could unpack more of that going into the vesica there with the Christ in it, with the book in one hand, and who writes a book, author, who's the author. So this goes into the Grail story. I think it's breadcrumbs leading you back to your wholeness, your soulness. And that's what I'm sharing with others, reminding them how to do that. How do you do that? How do you climb this golden staircase to the ever-blooming rose depicted in the stained glass window above the portal of judgment, where the Vesica is, as you enter the temple? It's just brilliant.